Hello and welcome to the Echoes of Africanism podcast. My name is Florian from Tanzania, and today we are going to discuss about the role of African youth into environmental sustainability question through agricultural practices. So today, this discussion will try to explore a lot of solutions that can be done so that we can for those who are aspiring to be the next generation of young leader in Africa, as well as those who are looking for positive changes in their society. Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Florian.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to the Echoes of Africanism. My name is Florian from Tanzania. And today we are going to discuss the role of African youth in environmental sustainability quest in through agriculture practices. This discussion it will stand as a founding base, also as a beacon for those who are aspiring to make a positive changes in their communities, as well as into the global level. Through this discussion, we are going to look on the solutions on how we can ensure sustainable development in Africa through agricultural practices. We'll try to share innovative achievement that have been done in Africa, and also we'll have a look on how we as young people will dwell enough into agricultural practices in Africa. So welcome to the show, Madam Godfrey, Madam Sarah, and Sir Godfrey. Welcome so much. Uh, dear, dear guests, we have renowned speakers here. Uh, Godfrey also is an environmental conservationist from Africa, from Ghana, who is really trying to do a lot of things concerned about environmental conservation in Ghana, and also a founder. He is a founder of Sustainable Green Future Club in Ghana. Also, we have Madam Sarah Pima. Madam Sarah Pima is a Chief Executive Director at Human Dignity and Empowerment Care Foundation in Tanzania. So, Madam Sarah, you can introduce yourself because I can't introduce you enough. Then Godfrey will follow, then we will start our conversation. So I welcome everyone.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you.
Florian.
Thank you so much, Florian. And my name is Sarah Pima, as you introduced me. I'm Executive Director of non-government organization called Human Dignity and Environmental Care Foundation Tanzania, but we are working in all regions in Tanzania. It's a youth and women-based organization whereby we are working on under three thematic areas, which is environmental conservation, both marine and forest, gender and climate change, as well as waste management. We have experience, we are a lot of youth, so we started this initiative from universities, and we are working on empowering youth, women, as well as children.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Welcome. Sir Godfrey, the floor is yours, sir.
Okay, thank you once again, Mr. Florian. I'm Godfrey Owusu, a student at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, pursuing BSc Human Settlement Planning. Also, I'm a founder of Sustainable Green Future Club in the institution. So, with Sustainable Green Future Club, our aim is to promote environmental sustainability through education, innovation, and then community outreach, because we believe that through these steps, we can achieve what we want. And then this association is a youth lead association on campus. although everyone is welcome to be a member of this association, but we are much interested in the youth because we believe that what youth can do is much more than our elders can do. So, Sustainable Green Future Club is a very quiet association on campus, and then we are doing more to promote environmental sustainability in Africa and then global context. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. Guys, thank you very much for this introduction. You're really doing amazing stuff in your respective countries.
Thank
Those are
you.
great initiative, and it will bring a positive impact. Yeah, it's a great initiative for really because it will bring a lot of changes in Africa in a positive way. So big up, we are change makers. Starting directly, sustainable development globally, it has been a key debate. It has been a topic everywhere because we as human right now, we're just facing a lot of challenges in globally, starting from the problem of global warming, hunger and famine, which is caused by environmental degradations. We see a lot of disasters. All of these are being caused because of having improper environmental conservation initiative or improper conservation projects. So we as young people, we really have a contribution to change the narratives. In agriculture, have been one of the key issues when we talk about sustainable development. You cannot separate sustainable agriculture from sustainable development. Because when you talk about poverty, it is because someone can't afford a food on the plate, on the table. If someone dies because of hunger, it is because of impact of global warming. So all of these are being contributed. All of these are just it's just falling into sustainable development. So agriculture and sustainable development, you cannot separate them. And that's why we are here today to discuss about it. So starting direct, Madam
Florian.
Okay. So Godfrey,
Mr. Florian.
when we talk about when we talk about sustainable agriculture in Africa, what do you think, or what comes in your mind in relation to sustainable development?
Okay, thank you. So, first, I will start from the word agriculture. Agriculture is an example of economic activity in Africa and is a major economic activity that contributes to the living of people in Africa. So, when we talk about agricultural sustainability, it's a way of doing the agriculture or practices of doing the agriculture activity in a way that will not compromise the future of that will not compromise the current and then future generation, because we have of agriculture activities that, although it's agriculture activity which contribute to the sustainable development goals, but it also has a diverse effect on the environment. So per my understanding, sustainable agriculture is the best practices of doing the agricultural activities which will not compromise the current and then future generation needs. So that's how I understand sustainable agriculture.
Thank you very much. And again, when you talk about sustainable agriculture, we see young people are not being attracted to the agricultural sector. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I strongly believe in that, mostly in Africa.
Yeah. Madam
Florian.
Clara, what do you think about that? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I can add
Please,
also
can
a
you hear
little
me?
bit about sustainable agriculture.
Yeah.
But like you say, when we talk about sustainable agriculture, we cannot separate with sustainable development. So these all two things, they go parallel. So
Yes.
in Tanzania, sustainable agriculture
Yeah.
play a big role, not only to elders but also to youth as well as to all nations. And through sustainable agriculture, we can get food security, we can generate income, we can preserving biodiversity, and play in economic growth. So sustainable agriculture is a big tool in sustainable development, even in sustainable development goals. So we cannot talk about sustainable agriculture and leave behind sustainable development. Those things can go together, especially here in Tanzania, where 80% of our population we depend on agriculture as a major source of economic growth. Thank you, Florian.
Exactly. Thank you so much, madam. And do you think in Tanzania and elsewhere in Africa, young people are being attracted to the agricultural sector?
In Tanzania, when, for example, when I say 20 years back, young people are not attracted to agriculture at all. This is due to different reasons. For example, in our school, especially secondary schools, when, for example, you are late and the teacher wants to punish you, the one of the things they use is like you take a piece of land and have to farm or have to clear a piece of land. This is bad things which make also stage to see agriculture as not as not as a professional or as one of a major economic activities, but as a as a punishment. So,
Yes.
but recent years, through different multi-stakeholder engagement in agricultural sector, for example, here in Tanzania, whereby governments, they play a big role, international agency, private sector, there is a multi-stakeholder engagement in agriculture, which make not more, but which make more youth attracted to agriculture more than before. For example, in late years, the youth who are engaging in agriculture are those who are from the village. But now we can see a lot of youth, they want to get information, they want to know, they want to engage. So there's a transformation for the youth to engage in agriculture, but not enough. Not enough. We need to, there's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of work to, there's capacity building, education, and a lot of things to make more youth engage in agriculture and see agriculture as one of the major area where they can engage and bring change in Africa, not only Tanzania, in Africa.
Thank you. And this is only in Tanzania or maybe across the continent. Is the narrative the same?
For my understanding, I visit some countries. The understanding is the same, but from other countries, they have a good policy which engage more youth from the, even for it starts from the curriculum. So this makes more youth engaging in agriculture than other countries. But most of African countries, we need to strategize our policy. We need to invest more in attracting youth to agricultural sector so that we can contribute in sustainable development in our countries.
Thank you, madam. And what do you think it can be employed as a strategies to attract them? Like to make them feel like, okay, agriculture, it's our thing.
Yeah.
It's where our wealth can be. So what can be done? Like what strategy can be done?
Okay. I think also incorporating innovation and technology, it can of the strategies whereby, as you know, youth population in Africa is number one. So more youth are into innovation and technology. So incorporating agriculture into innovation and technology is one of the strategies which can engage more youth and providing solution to the value chain of all agriculture sector. But also to have a good friend policy which involve youth, involve youth from different sectors, like in curriculum, in decision making. Yeah, we need more youth to be involved so that they can be familiar, know the process, understanding, motivated, but also to have to have incentive or youth-led campaign which are under government. For example, I can say here in Tanzania, we have also the BBT, the Building Better Tomorrow programs. This is the best we've ever seen in Tanzania for engaging youth in agriculture. This program help a lot, and the government for the first time, a lot of youth, like in 2021, more than 936 youth, women and men are employed in this program. And this make even other youth, feel that they want more to be engaged. So when they open the door for application for the BBT program, a lot of youth applied. So it seems that when government are taking initiatives, they're taking the lead and involving the youth, it can be one of the strategies to engage more youth, giving them loans, give them land. Most of youth, we lack land problem. We have the land problem. We don't have ownership of land. We don't have grant, and you don't have facilities to show that this is my, so that I can get grant. So the strategy is like, when the government takes the lead and involving youth, put more policy in incorporating technology and innovation, as well as providing grant initiative for the best youth who are doing this different solution in agricultural sector, it will be it will be a big change, and it will help more youth to engage in agriculture and to have more development and more cooperation between youth and government and other stakeholders.
Wow, that's a great initiative in Tanzania. Lots of congrats, guys. Thank you very much, madam. Mr. Godfrey, what do you think on strategies that can be employed to attract young people into agriculture? What can be done, sir?
Yes, Mr. Florian.
Yeah.
Yeah, Florian. Also, maybe I can come also
Okay,
training
please.
and
So, with that, what Miss Madam Sarah Pima has said, um, for us to bring strategies that will encourage, for us to bring strategies that will encourage young people in Africa to engage in agriculture. One is education and training. The reason is being that because Africa or in Ghana, most of our youths they don't have much education on agriculture, and then we always think that, or we have an idea that agriculture is for those who are 50 years and above.
Yeah.
So there should be education and training for the youth, and then change their mindset that agriculture is not for only those who are in 50 to 60 years, because we are the young people in our societies. And then let's say what a young guy can produce from agriculture, like let's say agriculture productivity, someone who is 50 to 60 years cannot do so. So if you are to educate and then train our youth, it will
Yeah.
help as well. And then another one is we should make good policies that will also encourage the young people to engage in the agriculture. Because let me use Ghana as well. For our elders who are into agriculture, or for the past decades, the
Yeah.
income of this, or income of the farmers, the incentives we give to the farmers is not encouraging. So if I'm a youth, or if someone is sitting there and then the person might have an idea of being into the agricultural activity, but because of the situation they are in now, the person, like, it will discourage the person to be in that activity, because we are living in a country where we don't have any, like, policies, any strong policies for those who are into agriculture. Someone might earn, let's say, 1,000 Ghana cedis a month from its agricultural productivity, but at the end, the person will spend almost 70% of the money to also invest in the agricultural productivity by hiring labor, machinery, and even equipment to increase the agricultural productivity. So, for us
Yeah.
to encourage the youth, we have to make good policies that will encourage the agricultural activity to promote sustainability in Africa.
Thank you, sir. Madam Sarah and Mr. Godfrey, I heard you talk about some initiative that has been done in your respective countries. Can you shortly share what has been done in your country? Shortly, just shortly, because at least you have touched it, but it's shortly. Like what Tanzania are really doing to empower young people, or what initiative are there? Just shortly. So other countries, other stakeholders can learn from that and put that in their policy and development agendas.
okay. Thank you, Florian. Let me start with Tanzania. There's a different initiative our government is trying to do, but first of all, I can say like introducing this BBT program is one of the initiative where the government play a big role, whereby the BBT Building Better Tomorrow is based. It's a youth program, and one of the objective of the BBT is to make every village. We have more than 12,000 village to have youth-led agribusiness. So this is one of the big initiative whereby the government investing a lot, and even other stakeholders like private sector also invest in this BBT to make more youth to engage in agriculture. But not only that, we have in Tanzania, we get we've been involving in different planning. For example, now we are reviewing the National Development Plan of 2050. So, and you know that in agriculture is one of the big sector in development plan. So there is a youth involvement, especially youth. What do we want? What we want to advise the government? What do we want to make agriculture big sector in the country? So this involvement, it means a lot. So we review, we have the concept note, we have our suggestion, and we send to the government, and they review, they send back, they call the meeting. So involvement like this in national program, national policy, it's a big initiative where the government they are doing. Not only that, there's also some changes in different, you know, agriculture it has a lot of problems, especially we are facing the climate change problem. So, so the government, they are trying to bring new strategic plans in developing or adapting and mitigating the change, adapting and so also they involving some youth in different farm. Like 3 days ago, there's a tobacco farm. So we get the chance through the Minister of Agriculture, like what youth you want on this tobacco farm. Also, through the investment, Tanzania Investment Center, there's a different program whereby if you are youth and you want to do agricultural business, for example, transport some clothes to different country, what is your challenge? So to get this chance to cooperate, to be engaged in different policy, government as well as to private sector and international agents. It's a big chance for youth to do a lot, even to get grants. We are getting grants. In Tanzania, we are getting grants. If you have a group of youth and you want to do agriculture, you can get grants through the local government or municipal and do the agriculture. So it is the chance we have, it's big here in Tanzania to make changes. So we need also to get more involved. Even in our university, we have the agricultural university in Tanzania, and now they change the course to make more youth attractive, to make more youth study, to have more experts. You know, we can practice, but we need also expertise in agriculture. So at the University of Agriculture, which we have, the Sokoine University in Tanzania, trying to incorporate agriculture in different styles so that more youth can be attractive and can be engaged and be expertise in the agricultural sector. In addition to that, we have, for example, we have this, it is called Green Samia, whereby it is a youth movement in the country for those who are engaging in environmental conservation and climate change. So we got chances to travel in different places and funded by government to see what, for example, when we went to the COP29 as the youth, sponsored by government to Dubai. And if you are doing agriculture, you get a special expertise, special group, they advise on how you can do agriculture in a better way. So this is very good for us, and it's a good initiative where government they are praying, and we hope youth and now youth are engaging more because they want this opportunity. They see other youth, the government sponsors them to go to Dubai, they sponsor them to go to Egypt to learn. So it is a good initiative, and it helps a lot in developing agricultural sectors. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much. Really interesting. Tanzania is really doing well. I think other countries in Africa can take it as a lesson so that they can include youth agendas, especially in agriculture, into their development agendas. This is a great step for Tanzanian young people, especially for those who are aspiring to be a leader in the agricultural sector and those who are aspiring to be in decision-making bodies. There is at least a huge step I can see a promise. I can see the political will in Tanzania. So big up, I can see the support young people have been given. That's a big shout out. So thank you, Madam Puma, for this insight. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I remember one day when I was attending a SADC head of state meeting, late President Magufuli said, the African economy are lagging because we don't empower technological innovation for young people in Africa. So whatever we do, we're just forgetting technological innovation support to young people in Africa. And we see nowadays, the world has shifted from traditional way of doing things into modern way of doing things. For example, when we speak about supply, procurement of maybe agricultural produces and supply to the global market, it requires digital connections. About weather measurement and forecast, it really needs digital innovations. But when it comes to Africa, we see that thing is missing somewhere. So what do you think young people can be empowered, especially in technological innovation, so that they can come up with some clear and big solution to the problem facing African agriculture in their respective countries? What do you think are that maybe technological support they need?
Thank you, Florian. Technological support and innovation is is a big tool which youth are needed. So for my view, I think also youth, they need to have to have um, to have a space also where they can talk, they can share with other youths from different countries and learn about their technological improvement and adaptive from different countries in Africa. For example, technological transfer, sometimes it is hard for the youth to push themselves for technological transfer, but even the government can provide space for the youth to have this technological information. So what I think we need is fund, we need exposure, we need exposure to travel, to see, to practice. We need mentorship. Sometimes, you can learn something from different countries. You need to make it work. So we need a different program which can engage youth in technological mentorship. We need we as I say, also we need exposure. Exposure is a big tool because if in technological aspect, you can see different machine, you can see how it works, you can see how they improve through that using machine. But without seeing, you cannot have a big picture. So we need exposure. Like there's a program where Sugeko in Tanzania, they are doing it. They are taking, that is a big tool. They are taking different youth from different agricultural university. They get sponsorship. They are travel to different countries like Israel, like different countries for 3 years. When they come, they have to form a innovative idea on the agricultural sector. So this was a big tool, but recent years the program, it doesn't support, or it was inactive. But the program was good because those youths who are engaging in this program are the youths who are doing wonders in agriculture now in Tanzania. They have different, some are based in Beira, some in Dar es Salaam, some are Arusha, Mtwara, but they are one who are starting different innovative ideas. So exposure, support, like grants, and also mentorship. It's very important for technological and innovative approach for youth to do more in the agricultural sector.
Thank you very much, madam. Well said. We really need some effort on that. Really some effort. And one thing I can add on that, uh, we talked about education system and how it can influence technological innovation in Africa, especially when it comes to agriculture. One thing I can discuss, or we can discuss together and share, is like normally for any students taking technological subjects, maybe whether or not taking even agriculture subject, even in technological subjects, if there will be maybe if in our curriculum there will be introduced a kind of maybe incubation program, so that young people can utilize the incubation program, go there pitching the ideas on what technological innovation skill they have, like what technological innovation project they have, instead of going to do a theoretical field. Let's say, for example, I'm taking maybe agriculture science. Is it? Then I can approach my university management, like, I have this project in mind. I really need financial support, I need mentorship, and other kind of support so that I can implement this project. So if I'll be given that support, instead of going to the office doing a theoretical field, I will go direct to the field, implementing my project. Once I finish the project, it means maybe if I'll be awarded some scores, instead of just like someone come instead of someone visiting you doing a field somewhere and just like asking, hey, what have you doing here? What have you doing here? Instead, they come to the field and see, like, you are doing this. So this will be measured, and this will be included in your transcript. Madam, I'm sure if someone can get that support and being implement those community projects touching directly the life of people, I'm sure once they graduate, they will go to apply the same skills and expertise they applied during their project, which were given support by either university management or other development stakeholders, like what COSTECH is really doing here. And I see European Union are just trying to cooperate with government to establish that incubations and that startup associations, at least to promote technological innovation in Africa. So I think our education system in Africa have to change from being more theoretical to being more practical. And instead of political guys when they try to say young graduates in Africa, they are jobless because they cannot employ themselves. I think this narrative will also be changed, because a graduate cannot even employ himself if he don't have enough expertise from what he did at the college, from what he studied at the college. He don't have any kind of support. He don't know even how to pitch the project. How can he going to employ himself or herself? It's a real challenge. So for me, I think we also need to emphasize technological subject to be more in a practical way in our education system, and especially at tertiary level universities and higher learning institutions. Thank you, madam.
Yeah, Florian, I want to add, that was a nice comment which you add. Yeah, we need incubation, we need practice, we need expertise. I agree with you. That is a nice move we need. Like I say before, Sudeco, they have this area at Morogoro whereby they're given to use, but not in the field session. They give after finishing. For example, if you finish your degree there, the space, it is called Kipande. So they give you
Yeah.
Kipande, you practice, and they guide you. It is free. So I encourage also the more youth to engage with Sugeko so that they can get expertise in agriculture. But also, well, we have different, as environmental sustainability, environmental practitioner, we have different program and different schools. So I encourage also the other youth also to have different innovative idea, innovative campaign in school. For example, as we have in primary school, you know why we I'd say there's a problem. You know why we developed that program? Because we have a small a small farm in our office, so we normally call the students that is from primary school student to come and visit. When they come, they say they don't know even, this is a fruit tree, this is where banana come from, this is where the guava come from. They don't know. So we get spinach from here. So we find a gap. We know nowadays this primary, special those international schools, they don't know, they know nothing. So even the curriculum to start from the curriculum to start from low level, so that we can engage while they're young, to have some different program, different campaign. So we went to school. We have school now. We have like 96 school whereby we start agriculture, like organic farming. We introduce them how to make compost, and we use the compost to make a vegetable garden, so that they can be familiar, they can engage and know where the vegetable comes from, and practice organic agriculture from the young stage. Not only that, we make some tree nursery. So they have their trees, like they have their fruit trees, they have their shadow trees through this compost we are making. So we found that this was very interesting, and the kids, the primary school kids, they like it a lot. It gives them to see that agriculture is a good thing, because now, as you know, Tanzania schools, they are eating at school, so they get vegetable from their garden. They are enjoying, they feel proud to eat what they plant themselves. So I want to add that.
Wow. Great experience, for really. Great experience. I think other schools, other communities elsewhere in Africa can adopt that, so that we can have a young generation who are really interested in the agriculture sector compared to what is happening now. That's a great initiative, and that's why I can see you, Madam Sarah, you are so much interested into sustainable agriculture. That's why. So at least you have a background from somewhere. It's not from nowhere. Your passion was from somewhere. So that's nice then. So big up that initiative. Let's go to another issue we can discuss together today, and it's all about local participation. Because when we talk about sustainable agriculture in Africa, you cannot left behind local stakeholders, local traditional knowledge of farming. You cannot leave it behind. All goes together the modern farming technologies. So if we really wanted to achieve the results so quick, we must integrate those local stakeholders. We must integrate those traditional knowledges by using our young population in Africa. So, Madam, can you at least give me some light, like how this can be achieved, like how young people in Africa can collaborate with local stakeholders, or can collaborate with traditional knowledge to promote sustainable agriculture in Africa?
Thank you, Florian. Is also amazing, and I think also as a young people, as a youth in different countries in Africa, we can appreciate what our traditionals as well as indigenous practice have done a lot in agriculture. Yeah, without them starting even a little action, we will not be in this state today. So we as therefore we develop a storytelling program whereby we know sometimes youths are bored listening to elders, or how can they meet up together. But we need
Yeah.
some elder, we need some traditional practice. There's a good traditional practice which is can be incorporated with scientific practice, and we can have best practice in even
Yeah.
in agricultural value chain, from even transportation, preserving, yeah. So for example, let me share one experience. We went for the water program in different village in different regions, and we see how they purify their water. It's total traditional, and how they engaging themselves to make that traditional work. So they prefer through putting sand. They find the large one, like a filter. In the filter, water filter, there's different layers. There's fine sand, the big. So they prefer when you see coming from the river, it is different when you at the end of the process you get the clear water. So this it is a indigenous practice, but it gives them clear water and it solves the problem and it has sustainability. Sometimes, um, when we look about sustainability, even in agriculture, we have to make sure that we incorporate this by sitting with elders, by listening. By if you go, for example, you want to farm in different regions, before anything, talk to elders, see what they practice, what they know, what they advise. It is good. That's why we started the storytelling session, whereby we say, uh, you know as youth, we lost a lot of advice, a lot of good and wisdom word from elders in different matter, not only agriculture, but agriculture is part of it. Even to see, like, in culture, general culture, in climate change, we have a lot. So the elders, they can take soil and see this soil. You cannot we cannot do maize farming here because the soil, by testing with hand, they can tell. And if you listen to them and you say why you see this and this land this soil and this soil different, they can give you reason. So accept their ideas and try to see. For example, at Mkulanga, we went for women groups for them vegetable, after also train them how to make compost, to reduce waste from their household and make compost, and start vegetable agriculture farming. But when we are there, some elders, they came and they're in the groups and they say, for this time we will not start here because there's been more insect, the kind of insect, I don't know in English name, but they say there's some insects that will come here because of this season. So stop doing this kind of agriculture here, but you can do in other place. While the period is over, you can come back here. This is for, and it was that because we say, okay, because I want also, I agree with them. I say, okay, we can have only a small tomato farm here, and also we take your advice and go to plant another area. And it was like what they say, those tomato, the insect finish all the tomato. And we are harvesting a lot of vegetable in other area, like they advise us. So if we didn't take what they know, what they experience, what they they believe, sometimes it is difficult uh, to have sustainable agriculture. So I agree with you that incorporating indigenous and traditional practice in agriculture is very important. And as a youth, also we need to document what it will disappear. I'm so worried it will disappear. That's why we started even documenting it through storytelling. Like we put some elders. We tell them, okay, what do you know? What type of agriculture was planting here before, and how was the harvesting was, and what do you think is the challenge? So that storytelling, documenting, it will help a lot of other coming generation, even as a nation as whole, to make some changes or to see what is the problem, and to incorporate elders group while making decision. Sometimes it's better to incorporate or to make use an elder group together while making decision, while they tell them what is a good way to do agriculture. Even in preserving our crops, is they have different way. You know, they tell us, yeah, you cut tomato, you put on the tray, you put on the they get solar dialect, and it worked because now they can use that tomato in whole period. But if you want the tomato to be destroyed, they can be destroyed and be waste and produce more methane and lead to climate change. So they have the indigenous practice on how to preserving these crops without the insect being disturbed or without being destroyed. So we have to incorporate more elders teaching and technique they have in agriculture.
Well, thank you very much, Madam Sarah. I think I think some civil society organization, other civil society organization in Africa can learn from you guys. Ensuring there is intergenerational dialogue or there is intergenerational engagement to ensure sustainable development, sustainable agriculture in Africa is really a nice thing, and we are going to miss it soon because the old generation now are passing. So young people, they have never been engaged. So what are we going to expect? Will you continue to use we are going to conduct an agriculture which is really based on harmful pesticide, harmful fertilizers, but previously it was quite different. And I remember when I was young, though I born raised in town in Dar es Salaam, but whenever we got chance to go for a Christmas holiday, my mom was like, "Hey, we have to go to the garden, even at the backyard. Now we have to see how I'm treating these tomatoes and how you can prepare a nursery, how you can watering the garden, how you can create a composite manure fertilizers in an organic way without causing any harm to the environment. But nowadays, that thing is really missing. Even those who are born here in town, they are not even having any interaction with their locals where their parents they born. Because you can find someone just born in Dar es Salaam there. But maybe his or her parents, they came from Mbeya, Kilimanjaro, whatever, from those areas, at least practicing agriculture in a large scale. But they are children. They know nothing about sustainable agriculture. It's because we just sharing the knowledge, we just like admiring, maybe I can say, modern life. And when you forget that modern life, it causes us a lot of harm, like diseases like cancer diseases, which seems more modern and be attributed to the lifestyle and the eating unhealthy diets and the vegetables and so forth. So this is a really great initiative from you guys, and I must applaud it. So, madam, keep going. Africa has something to learn from your organization, from ODF, isn't it? So we really need that. We need to take that as to take that as a new experience and practice in our community. Just keep up. Go on. Let me proceed with our discussion. We have touched a lot of strategies like technological support, young people they need, integrating, engaging young people with local stakeholders. Now we forget to talk about global engagement, because Africa, it is not standing alone. It is within the globe. So what do you think we need, especially in police or in advocacy maybe effort, so that we can enabling young people to participate into sustainable agriculture globally? What do we need globally? We are talking about the African way, African support, our country support and whatever. Can we now look into this? Can we look at this stuff in a global way? Like what you really need, what you really needed in policy changes or advocacy effort? Madam, can you?
Globally, yeah, that is a good question. So we need investment in research and development. Yeah. So I think global, we need more as young people also to be involved in research and development. You know, things change. Different challenge in agriculture.
Yeah.
Yeah, the different challenge in agriculture, like climate change impact, like change of pattern, landfall pattern. So we need more research and not to do agriculture as usual. Like plant here maize, let's continue with maize, and forget that things change and we need also to change. So we need investment on research. Research and development, especially global, so our youth also can be involved in research and development. But also we need global, we need promotion of gender equality. I don't know in other countries, but in Tanzania, almost 65% of women are the one who engage in agriculture. So if we leave them behind, like women, they cannot do this, they cannot drive tractors in their farms, they cannot know this technology, we lag behind because their main practitioners of agriculture are women. So we need to promote gender equality in agriculture so that they can have power, they can have education, they can involve in decision making, they can know police, they can have exposure so that to make sustainable agriculture. But also technological and innovation. We need technological transfer. So we need also to involve global more in technological and innovation in agricultural techniques. Some they are using renewable energy solution in agriculture. They are using drones in looking the crops. You know, we need more technological innovation because if we plan that this agriculture is what we want and it is what is helping us in economic growth, we need to invest more. We need to have technological transfer so that we can move forward together. So even supportive from global, supportive policy and regulation. We need also this supportive policy and regulation which incorporate youth, but also providing good environment for agricultures for the youth in Africa. Like also,
thank you very much. Thank you for having me today. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me today, and welcome for our next episode. And visit our YALF podcast on YouTube at www.yalf.com/YALFTV. Madam Sarah, Madam Ousu, thank you very much. Have a nice time. Our discussion was really interactive and engaging. You share a lot of things, a lot of experiences and insights. Please rest assured there is a feedback meetings So we'll get back to you and try to see what have been done on that. And also we can we can find a better way of working together with you guys.
Thank you so much,
very
Florian. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you
Really
for your
appreciate it.
time.
Yeah, thank you.